welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about my experience over the past 15 months being sober. We're going to talk about the how, what and why, and what was easy, what was difficult, what worked for me, a few tips here and there. So if you're sober curious or you have been thinking about cutting back, then this video is for you. Even if you haven't, then maybe give it a listen and I don't know, it might inspire you just to cut back or go for a certain amount of time without it. So 3 years ago, I actually made a video on this channel about how alcohol was affecting my mental health. So I'm not actually going to talk about my relationship up until that point because it's all in that video. Go and watch that if you need to know my relationship with alcohol up until that point. And what's interesting is that was like one of the first kind of times I'd been thinking about cutting it out or cutting back. Not even sure what I was thinking, like whether I wanted to cut it out completely or not. But it took me from that point 3 years ago up until 15 months ago to actually cut it out. Trust me, in that time there was a lot of going for it, falling off the wagon, like moderation, that kind of thing. So firstly, yeah, moderation for me just did not work. Like I tried it and it really just didn't work. It was too much of an open window. If I said like I could go and have one or two, like sometimes it would work, sometimes it just wouldn't. I'd get carried away and then get hungover and then it would just be the same old cycle again. So for me, it was better just to say I'm cutting it out completely, because then I know where I stand. Like when I go out, I know that I'm just not drinking. There's not a rule book of I'm only going to have 2 tonight or whatever. Like it was just, for me, it was easier just to be like, nah, nada. So the main reasons why I cut it out. Firstly, my mental health, which I obviously talk about in that video. It really affected my mental health, like weirdly. I talk about it deeply in that video, so definitely go and give that a watch. It's from 3 years ago. Crazy insane. But yeah, this, like the whole dark cloud thing, the hangovers would last a lifetime. Like it just yeah. And then secondly, my progress in life, like self-growth, I felt like it was really hindering this in all aspects of my life. My relationships were toxic, like with partners, with friends, family. I mean, not all the time, but a lot of the time, especially like partners. Alcohol did not play a good part in relationships with men whatsoever. Money. What a waste of money. Like looking back now, how much have I spent on alcohol? How much have I drank? It's insane to even think about it. But not only that, like when I was hungover, I would have such a careless mindset that I would literally just go and spend my money on anything. Like if someone phoned me and was like, do you want to go to Thailand? I'd be like, yeah, sure. And literally just book a flight there and then, because I was that hungover I didn't even care. So yeah, a lot of money was wasted when I was in my drinking phase, my drinking era. I've wrote notes, that's why I've got to pay for that. Also my business. I was running a PT business, and when you're in your 30s, your hangovers last more than a day. So much longer than a day. So I'd need a week off PTing, but obviously I didn't have a week off PTing, so I wasn't the best PT. I felt like alcohol really held me back, literally in all aspects of my life. Family, money, business, and also my own training and health and diet. Because when, obviously you've got the alcohol, which is essentially like poison, and then the hangover after it as well, like I'd literally eat such utter crap. It's revolting. And then dehydration and, oh, just my own health. Like, how was I ever going to progress in all of these aspects in my life if I carried on drinking? That was a real big factor as to why I stopped. So I decided to stop for 1 year, and this was a huge difference in my mindset to what worked and what didn't. So before the 15 months of being sober, when I was in the trial period, shall we call it? The trial period of like trying to quit and then falling off and then going for moderation and like just being sober curious. in that trial period, I never gave myself a time limit. So when I would quit, it would be for life. And that was too much, and that's why I fell off, because it's taken a massive chunk of my lifestyle away, that has, and I'm never going to go back to it. And it was just too much, too overwhelming, and like take that whole aspect of my life away and just think I'm never going back to that. Like, what am I going to do now? Whereas saying to myself, right, I'm going to give myself 1 year. I'm going to give myself 1 year to completely go sober, see what can happen in my business, in my relationships, in my happiness, with my mental health and whatnot. Just give myself 1 year, and after 1 year, if I'm not any happier, and if my business hasn't grown, and if my relationships are no better, then I can just go back to drinking. And that literally, like, that was a game changer. Just saying 1 year. And having that mindset of like, right, 1 year, let's fucking do this. Oh my god, honestly. So it's been over a year, and I haven't gone back. Now, that's not to say I will never go back, because I like leaving the door open kind of thing. Like, I hate saying I'm never going to drink again, because again, we're going back to that restriction mindset. But it's been a year, and in that, well, it's been 15 months, and in those 15 months, so much has got better. So let's talk about the benefits. So obviously there's the obvious ones, like better energy, better creativity. Like, my mind is so clear, like so clear. Oh my gosh, she's going nuts. Benefits of what sober life has brought me, other than the like deadly obvious ones. So like I was just saying, my head is so clear. Like, I knew that you would get like more energy and whatnot, but the clarity this is something I wasn't expecting. Like, I'm on point, like with conversations, with wit. I'm funny, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm on the ball all the time now. It is incredible, and I know that one glass of wine would wipe that out of me for a good week. Well, maybe not one wine for a week, but you know what I mean? Like, it would take a massive chunk of clarity away from me. It's just not worth it for me. So I'm going to carry on being humorous. One other huge thing that I didn't know I would like benefit from is confidence. Now this again, it's just insane. Like, before, I thought I was a confident person. I'd quite happily walk in a room, have a glass of wine and talk to anyone, but that glass of wine was masking it. That's just a mask. That's like fake confidence. It's not the real confident you. And now I've got this whole new confidence. Like, it is, I love it. Like, I can't explain it. I can't explain it, but I feel so confident in walking into a room, talking to new people, knowing that I've got full control over my conversation, as I say, spitting. So yeah, full control over conversation, and just full well knowing I'm being the real me. Like, that gives me confidence in itself. It's just, yeah, like a whole different ball game. One thing actually with these festivals, like, I've noticed I really want a bit more confidence. Like, I'm like thirsty for this newfound confidence now. I am thirsty for it. One of the things I wish I could have done when I was at these festivals was absolutely go for it on the dance scene. Like, I just wanted to let my hair down, and I did like, you know, two-step or whatnot, but I wish I had the confidence to just go a little bit further. But don't worry, we're getting there. We're only in 15 months, so let's see what another 15 months brings. And then another benefit that I've come across is like deeper connections with people, like actual meaningful connections. You're not just talking shit in the beer garden or smoking area. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're actually meeting people and conversations mean things. And you walk away from these people and you actually think, she was really nice. I wouldn't like mind seeing her again. Like, she was a really nice person. So yeah, it's brought on a few benefits that I did not know that I've got from it. So not only is like my business better, my health better and all that, I've not wasted money on VKW, WKD. I didn't drink that anyway, but yeah. So let's talk about a few of the harder things, not so beneficial. The things that I found difficult, especially in the first few months. So again, like, this is my personal experience, and I definitely say like this is going to be different for everyone, especially the timescales, because for me it was like the first few months that were hardest and then it got easier. I don't know how long it is for everyone else. Like, maybe it's really hard for the first year, maybe it's really hard in a day or two, like not hard at all. I don't know, my experience. Let's talk about it. So drinking friends, I found this really difficult because if you're a drinker, you've got drinking friends. You've got someone that you can phone and be like, fancy a pint, head down the pub. And that's the main thing you have in common. And that's the main reason why you were friends. And it's a hard reality to face when you're going sober. Your friendships will change, your friendship circles will change, and in that transition period, you will feel lonely. You will feel like you're the only sober person and you've got no friends anymore. So like, for me, I still go out, I still enjoy going out for a mocktail, like going and sitting in a bar and stuff, only for 2 hours, no longer than 2 hours. I get bored more than 2 hours. But those friends that I used to drink with now no longer invite me. I think they think that I don't like to go out or whatnot. I don't know. I've had to go and make a whole bunch of new friends, which I bloody love, by the way. Like, you've got to remember this. When you're losing those friends, you will find an even better, like, deeper connection, meaningful friendship with people that, I don't know, like, I am so happy with my friendship circle right now. Like, they're not bothered about drinking. They don't base their night on drinking. They don't base events on drinking. They're quite happy to go to an event and not drink at all, or just have one or whatever. They don't base it on the drinking. So for me, that's another better outcome. But it was really hard in the beginning. I still get, like, friends say... So I went to a festival a few weeks ago and I had a friend say to me, oh, but you didn't drink, did you? Like, it was a negative thing. And I'm like, how has that affected you? Like, you weren't even there with me. No, I didn't drink, I had a great time. And does it affect you? No. So I find that with this comment, it's down to their thoughts around it. I think because they wouldn't be able to go to a festival and not drink, they're expressing that in that way. I don't think they can quite believe that I can go to a festival and not drink because they couldn't do it themselves. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's more them than it is me, but whatever. So another thing that was hard was I'd quit in May, which obviously is the UK summer just starting, and we've got barbecues, beer gardens, the sunshine, like all of them were triggers for me to want to have a drink. And it was hard for me in the first few months for sure, because like going out and socialising in the sunshine and not having an alcoholic beverage, it's breaking a habit that I've had for so long, like years. I don't know how many years I've drank for, but I've had to break that habit. And let's be realistic, there is literally no good time to start to like go sober. There's always going to be triggers, whatever time of year. It's Christmas, it's New Year, it's my birthday coming up, there's a holiday coming up. There's always going to be something that you can either use as an excuse, or you can see it like, right, this is actually a really hard period of time now that could trigger me into drinking, but I'm going to be so strong during this hard time that the rest of the time is going to be a piece of, you know, easiness. So actually, like, if you are thinking about cutting back or cutting it out completely, then today's the day. Like, just do it now, because there's no better time than the present. Like, there's always going to be something coming up. Just remember that. My next point, will I ever drink again? The answer is, I don't know. Like I said in this video, like, I don't like to say never. The only way I can describe this is, imagine people that have smoked, that used to be a smoker, and that have quit, and they enjoyed the cigarette at the time, but then since quitting, the thought of a cigarette now does not appeal to them. The idea of it might, like thinking, oh, like I really fancy a cigarette with a cuppa, but then the actual thought of inhaling the cigarette would make them feel sick. And it's a bit, I wouldn't say exactly the same as drinking. I don't think it's as harsh as that, but it's a similar kind of mindset that I've had with drinking now. Like I do sometimes think, very rarely, that, oh yeah, a glass of wine would be nice right now, but then the actual thought of drinking the wine, like, doesn't make me feel good at all. Like the smell, the taste, like I've just gone off it. The only thing, I was saying this to my friend the other day, the only thing I would consider drinking is Baileys. Like having one Baileys at Christmas as a little treat, maybe, I don't know. I might come to Christmas and be like, no, like, so will I ever drink again? I don't know. Also, I did say a pina colada on holiday might do it for me. However, you can have mocktail pina coladas and they taste just as nice. So yeah, my mindset has completely changed, completely, because I'd have drank anything before at whatever time. Like, if someone offered me a glass of wine now, I would have. I would drink Bucks Fizz Christmas Day morning. I would drink, I don't know, I'd drink anything at any time. Are you sober curious, and have you been thinking about cutting back? Because I'm going to ask you 2 questions. 1, what have you got to lose? If you try it, what have you got to lose? If you just cut alcohol out for a year or whatever, what exactly have you got to lose? 2, what's the worst that could happen? And then bring the drinking back in, reverse the question. What have you got to lose if you do carry on drinking? What's the worst that could happen if you do carry on drinking? So yeah, just answer those questions to yourself, and maybe you might want to quit. In my 15 months of quitting, I've never been one to like ram it down people's throats. Like, I'm never like, right, you should quit drinking too, because I'm just not that person. I like just to do me and you do you. Like, leave me be and I'll leave you be, that kind of thing. But yeah, if you are sober curious, then all I can say is go for it. Like, you've got to, because what have you got to lose? Just try it. You can always go back to it if your life turns out like shit. So here are my top tips for if you are going sober or cutting back. Number 1, read this book. It is called The Alcohol Experiment by Annie Grace. I read it so many times. I actually had it in Audible, and I'd listen to it over and over and over again until I fully quit. It was literally like, what do you call it? I don't know, hypnotherapy? I don't know. It was in my head, like a voice in my head. She's amazing. Annie Grace is amazing. It's such a good book. It's also like kind of gives you that option whether to drink or not to drink as well, like this non-restriction thing. Oh. Number 2, follow accounts. So when I was quitting, because alcohol is such a normal thing in our society, I had to undo that belief, you know, because we've like grown up with our parents having a glass of wine after work to de-stress, and you see it in films, like people celebrating with alcohol. I had to undo all of this belief that alcohol fits into everyone's lifestyle, because it doesn't fit into everyone's lifestyle. So one big thing that I did was follow similar accounts, as in, so I'd follow accounts that were similar to me, i.e. girls that were like of a similar age, that into the gym, into hiking, similar hobbies, and that was sober. Because then I was like in an environment, even though it was just on social media, that sober was actually more normal. And it was changing my belief. It actually is more normal. People don't drink and it's absolutely fine. And also, if you Google the amount of celebrities that are sober, it's insane. It is actually insane. Definitely do that. Number 3, you've got to switch off from your friends and family. You will have friends and family that won't completely understand why you're doing it, or a lot of the time their insecurities will shine onto you as well. So these people that say, oh, go on, have a drink, it's because it will make them feel better. It won't make you feel better. It makes them feel better for having a drink. They won't feel as guilty because you're having a drink with them. You're just gonna have to switch off from that. You're doing this for you, and you only. You're doing this for you, and it's only you that can do this for you. No one else can do this for you. This is for you. You. Number 4, remind yourself why you're doing it. Remind yourself on a regular basis, because like for me, I just thought, I owe myself this. I have spent so much time prattling around. I've done my life drinking now. Do you know what I mean? I've had fun. I've done it all. I've been to Thailand, had buckets. I've done it all. I owe myself 1 year of just seeing what life could be like without it. Like, I owe myself this. Remember your why on a regular basis. Number 5, have a non-alcoholic go-to. So if you go into a bar or whatever, have something that you go to automatically, so you don't even need to think about it. Mine is soda water with a fresh lime squeezed in the top. I don't like lime cordial. I am the cheapest date going. But also I do like the non-alcoholic Recorderlig. I have tried all the non-alcoholic drinks, like non-alcoholic Guinness, non-alcoholic wine, non-alcoholic, some non-alcoholic beers are better than others, so definitely give them a try. But yeah, I really like the non-alcoholic Recorderlig cider. For me, that's nice. But again, I'd only have it like maybe if I was having a barbecue or something. I definitely don't drink them as much as I would have drank alcohol. Definitely not. Number 6, treat yourself. If you're feeling like a bit weak and you want to drink or whatever, go and treat yourself to like a nice hot chocolate or something instead, or a massage, or a nice big fat lasagna. Like, just go and have something really nice, really good. Which takes me on to number 7, replace this habit with something good, something that's going to make you feel good. Because you can't just take away a habit and then leave that empty space there. Like, you're just going to be sat there twiddling your thumbs like, what do I do now? So this is now your opportunity where you can actually go and smash some goals. If you want to take up running, take up yoga, pole dancing, golf. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, or you've had these ideas in the back of your mind but you've never actually started them. Now's your time. Now is your time. So that is me done waffling on for this evening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like and a comment. Not only does it help my page, but it shows me a bit of support as well. Like, I like to know that maybe this video has helped someone. Do you know what I mean? Come on, see how. Even if it's just killed half an hour out of your day. I mean. Also, if you are going for it, let me know. DM me on Insta or whatever. Like, I love to know about. Can you hear my stomach? But yeah, I'd love to absolutely know about your sober journey. Let's do this. 15 months. Actually, I can't actually believe it's been 15 months. 15 months doesn't even feel like 15 months. It doesn't feel like 15 months ago when I remember my last drink, I was sat in the garden with my friend, having a bottle of wine. That does not feel like 15 months ago. Anyway, ciao for now.